And finally this week is I Love You Man, directed by John Hamburg. And it is the story of Peter Klavan, played by Paul Rudd, who proposes to his girlfriend. She accepts, and then he realizes, oh, I don't have any male friends, so who am I going to have in my wedding party? And of course, his fiance has six or eight girlfriends that are always over, and they're always gossiping and everything. And at first he's worried that the wedding party will be a little lopsided. But I mean, it's more than that. He doesn't have a male confidant and all of that. So he sets out to find a new best friend. And, obviously he has some setbacks, including this guy whose voice pitches high for no apparent reason. They go to a soccer game. And another guy who ends up being gay and doesn't, realize that Peter isn't gay until he kisses him with tongue. So, a lot of misadventures. But he does meet Jason Segel's character, Sidney, and he's kind of an odd guy, but he's he's immediately engaging. And partly because he is so willing to, say what he thinks. He's so honest off the cuff.
Yeah, and they do have an instant rapport, and I think it really is kind of a symbiotic relationship that they had. They each had brought something to the table, but after he kind of it hangs around with Sidney for a while, his fiance decides that he might not be the one. He has a lot of idiosyncrasies that just because of him being so forward with his opinions.
He's a little inappropriate sometimes.
Yeah. It's especially at the toast at the engagement dinner. But one of the things that I really liked about this movie is that in most of these kind of date kind of comedies, the supporting characters are far more interesting than the main characters are. You kind of have to have the straight guy and the one funny guy, but the rest of them all kind of fill in. And this wasn't like that. The main characters were definitely engaging in this, and I think that their performances and their characters overshadowed the rest of it.
Yeah, Paul Rudd definitely plays Mr. Awkward like nobody else, and he really is awkward throughout the entire movie, and it works for the character, certainly. And it is an excellent foil to Sidney's character, because Sidney isn't awkward ever.
No.
He's always comfortable.
Even though he probably should be.
Yeah. But, the supporting characters are all very funny, too. I mean, Lou Ferrigno playing himself is very funny. It wasn't as laugh out loud as, say, Forgetting Sarah Marshall. No. It's a much subtler humor. I mean, there's still projectile vomiting and stuff like that. The sort of things you would expect from comedies these days. But it's a more chuckle kind of movie. But it was very good. So definitely check it out.
Yeah.